Imagine downloading a 3-hour movie in less than a second, or enjoying virtual or augmented reality just as though you're in a natural environment that you couldn't even tell the difference between the natural environment and the virtual environment. Well, that is the power of 6G. Before we know what 6G is, back in 2020, the 5th generation of wireless internet network was released, and that was 5G. And it really did a lot of work that people couldn't think that can be actually done with internet. But before that, in 1980s, we experienced our first generation of wireless connectivity, where people wouldn't need to be connected on landline networks for them to make calls. Later on in 1980s, we got the second generation of wireless connections, that was 2G. Later on, internet evolved and we got 3G, 4G, and therefore, apparently, experts and engineers have promised us the coming of 6G. Well, if you're new here, my name is Ariel Seth, a self-taught computer programmer and an electronics engineering student at the University of Boumediene in Algeria. Recently, I started my YouTube channel here, and I thought it wise to share with you the experiences and the insights I get through learning in this day-to-day life. And in this video, we're going to talk about the 6G network. Recently, scientists and engineers have promised us the release of 6G. But want to know more, what is 6G? What does it hold for us? And so, let's get into it. While still under development, 6G is going to operate via high radio frequencies with greater capacity and 1,000 times faster latency than the 5G network. With this 6G, users can expect to instantaneously transfer data at a very lightning fast speed and do away with disconnections, lags, and buffering. In a similar way how 2G offered us text messaging, 4G offered us the entire mobile app system, 6G will offer us machine-to-machine communication and therefore foster interoperability in this Internet of Things era. Fast wireless communication doesn't necessarily just mean fast video streaming or fast file download from the internet. It actually has a more robust and very bigger meaning than that. It means the potential of developing new applications that range from networked vehicles, smart factories, and collaborative virtual and augmented reality. Well, you may ask, what is the difference between 5G and 6G? Whereas 6G is actually building on the infrastructure of 5G, it has a very huge difference from 5G. In terms of speed, while 5G has been offering or delivering 20 gigabytes per millisecond, right? 6G is offering 1 terabyte of data per millisecond. Well, that is insanely fast. While 5G laid its groundwork on user-centric model, that is making the human-to-machine communication very much possible, 6G will shift its concentration to a service-centric model, that is making a machine-to-machine communication easily. This approach will accelerate the tech we know into a more integrated world. With less latency and faster communications, 6G will primarily serve the machine-to-machine communications simply because it is so fast that the human brain cannot perceive the difference. Well, you may ask yourself, when do we expect this 6G thing? Researchers at IDTDX said experts suggest that this 6G will actually be out by 2030. If earlier, it will be out by 2028. Mr. Trevor Francis, the CEO of the communication company 46 Labs, suggested that since the 5G adoption has been very low and still 5G is still in its prime, it may push the deployment of 6G very far from 2030. Therefore, probably 2035 or 2040. Well, you may ask yourself, how is this 6G going to impact us? 6G is going to impact very many areas of our life, including health, education and entertainment, smart cities and Internet of Things, space exploration. Well, let's start with health. Surgeries will be done remotely using ultra-reliable connections. and continuous health monitoring using wearable devices will be done. In gaming and entertainment, immersive augmented reality or virtual reality in all fronts of life. In learning and gaming, there is also going to be high quality streaming even in rural areas. There is going to be improved infrastructure for autonomous vehicles and smarter energy grids and real-time traffic management. The very good news is that 6G will be offering us a very lightning fast speed, and whereas 5G has been offering us a millisecond speed, 6G will offer us 1,000 times the speed of 5G. That is a microsecond speed. The matter of fact is the human eye may not actually appreciate or perceive the difference in the speeds, but the fact is 6G will be very fast. One of the limitations 6G is going to have is expensive installation, because it will need a lot of money to install new devices, towers and antennas to enhance the operation of this 6G. But probably the companies that are planning to install this sixth generation of mobile networks, probably they have plans of curbing that. On the other hand, me and you, we all know that the more you increase in connections between whether organisms or people or networks or nodes, it increases security threat. Therefore, it will also actually, there are high chances that the security threat will also increase. But still, on the other hand, good news is that whoever is planning this is actually planning also for the downsides of it. So, me and you shouldn't really fear about the threats. Tell me, how do you think 6G will impact our lives? Alexa, switch on the lights. Well, the lights are still off, but in time to come, with 6G, we'll be able to switch on the lights without visiting the switch. We'll be able to turn on the curtains without going there. That is the power of 6G with smart homes and Internet of Things. Tell me, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. How do you think 6G will impact our lives? Do you think it is worth having or embracing, or we should stay with the power of 5G? Well, the fact is 5G is still on board and it is still working well. But if you feel like changing, we just have 6 years to embrace the 6G and start enjoying the Internet of Things. In the last video, I shared how electric trains operate, and if you didn't watch it, the video is right here, please. You can visit it. Well, talking about 6G, please feel free to ask anything in the comment section, and feel free to suggest any intriguing ideas you'd want me to talk about in the next upcoming videos. Please, if you haven't subscribed, the matter of fact is I truly don't know what you're waiting for, because there are interesting things that are shared right here. Feel free to subscribe, share, like and comment. I'll see you next time.